Hey, good morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever it might be when you're listening to this, to my voice. This is the Freight Broker TV Podcast. My name is Mike. I'm your host. How you doing? Hey, big day. We are just literally days away from Christmas. Talked about this on the video the other day. You got your Christmas shopping done? Now, I see you shaking your head no. I don't think anybody gets it done. This year's been weird. It's been weird for me simply because Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving falling like on the last day of November. I know it wasn't the last day, but it was pretty close. It was, when was Thanksgiving? It was the 28th. There's only 30 days in November. I mean, we had Thanksgiving and bam, it was December, and it's just got me all messed up. I will probably start getting in the Christmas spirit December 26th, just because I'm all messed up. No, that don't make any sense. But anyway, it was just weird this year. Did you feel the same way? I know a lot of people are getting, even the lady across the street from my house lived in this house, I don't know, 16, 17 years, and she's been across the street for that long. I think we've spoke once. The neighbor everybody wants. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But to her credit, every year, man, I mean, she's a single lady. She gets out there and really goes to town decorating her home. I mean, lights, trees, just the whole 9 yards. This year, not so much. Definitely, decorations brought it down a little bit. I mean, her decorations wasn't, the kind of decorations that you could see from space, but, definitely lit up my house. I thought, I'll just put some aluminum foil on my house and her reflection, everybody think my house is decorated. No, not really, not that bad. But even she hasn't decorated. And when she doesn't decorate like that, something's just not right. Anyway, welcome to the FBTV Podcast. Like I said, my name is Michael. I'm your host. I host the podcast. We try to do one of these once a week. I am the host of our YouTube channel. We put YouTube videos up as well as a podcast. I am also the host of what is now known as the FBTV radio show. Have you checked out our radio show? We've put that up on YouTube. Our last show, we've been doing some test shows, and we got another one coming up too, but this time we may try this test show live. And I wish I could give you an exact date and time that we will be doing this live. But I don't even know yet. So, you can sign up to the newsletter, I guess, on our website, FBTV, freightbrokertv.com. Sign up for our newsletter. And if we remember, we'll send out the newsletter telling you when the radio show will be live. It's going to be a test show, but the thing is about the live show, you're able to participate. Right now, you're able to participate through a chat window on the website. Go to our website at freightbrokertv.com. Up at the top of the menu bar, it says radio. Click radio. That'll take you to the radio page, and there it is, the chat area that you can use to communicate with us when we're doing a live broadcast. Now, on every page of our website, there is up in the top right corner, straight across from the FBTV on air now or live now, straight across on the right, FBTV radio live player. I do not know why I can't say that. FBTV. I always leave out the V or something. It just drops on me. But anyway, check it out. What's the difference between the radio show and the podcast? Well, the podcast, we are kind of focused on one main topic. And we may hit on a couple other items, but we're focused on one main topic. The radio show, well, it is what it is. We talk about everything. We will talk about how blue the sky is, how green the grass is, how blue the ocean is. We will talk about trucking. We will talk about freight brokering. We will have some fun. Matter of fact, we've already come up with a new segment for the radio show. What's it called? Truckers Talk? Truckers Talk? No, Trucker Stories. Trucker Stories. It's so new, I don't even know the right name for it yet, but it's Trucker Stories. Now, if you're a driver or in the trucking industry, you know what a trucker story is. It's one of those stories that generally, well, it has the equivalent of somebody saying, hey, trust me. You're not going to believe this. One of those kind of stories. So that's going to be a segment. You're going to be invited to send in your own trucker stories. Trucker stories, for the most part, are probably true, but they've been embellished somewhat. So by the time it comes out of somebody's mouth, it's going to be a lot more entertaining, probably more so than the actual event, and you'll probably get a chuckle. And you might even step back and say something like, "Man, I can relate to that. That happened to me." But anyway, Trucker Stories. That's going to be a segment coming up in our next live broadcast. Again, I wish I could tell you when that would be, but it'll be the next couple of days. Now, when we get to the where we're actually doing the live broadcast, yeah, you'll know about that. We'll keep it at the same time every week, so everybody's on the same page and everybody knows what's going on. Now, we had been talking about doing a daily show, and the more we've looked at that, it right now it just seems like it might be, a good idea, but the logistics of it, just not possible. I'm totally involved with Freight Broker TV, obviously, but I am also, my full-time job is the lead consultant for Tautoa Transportation and Logistics Training and Consulting Firm. And it's just really hard to try to get a set schedule and a good day part that, for the live broadcast. Now, the podcast, the YouTube videos, that's one thing. We can kind of work around, I can work around that. I can do those anytime, any day of the week. For the most part, we can get them recorded and put them up. The live radio show, yeah, we've got to have a specific day and time to really make that work. And so that's kind of what we're working on now, trying to get that time down, trying to get a couple hours, 2-3 hours. It may start out being an hour in the beginning. I don't know, but when we get there, we'll get there and everybody will know about it. All right, enough about that. Hey, what we're going to be talking about today, the main topic when we get to it on this podcast of FBTV, getting a job as a freight broker agent. Freight broker agent is where you are going to contract to an existing freight broker to work under their license. You're going to be an independent contractor. You will be your own business, but you got to get that contract. That's going to be the main focus today, what we're talking about in this podcast. But before we get there, we got some other things to talk about, like coffee mugs. If you haven't ordered your FBTV coffee mug, do so. It's on our website. Go to freightbrokertv.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you're going to see the coffee mugs. You got two versions. You got a black and white, black one and a white one. Choose your favorite 11-ounce mug, and it appears to be dishwasher safe. Now, that sounds silly. You would think everything's dishwasher safe, but I worked at a radio station in the past, and they had these, they were pretty good-looking mugs. I mean, nothing to them, but you put them in the dishwasher, and it was like the letters just washed, the imprint on the mug just washed away, but on these mugs we've got, it looks like they are baked in the way they should be. So anyway, they're holding up real good. But if you want to check it out, see what they look like, go to the website, freightbrokertv.com. 11-ounce mug, your choice. Choose the one you want, and it will come straight to your address. Takes a couple of weeks, but you'll get there. And enjoy. Yeah, you might be able to get it before New Year. So if you want to put your eggnog in it, New Year's Eve, order one for you and the one you love. Well, a lot of truck drivers already know this. Deadliest job in the U.S. for any job, is what they're saying. This is by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Well, it's confirming what a lot of people in the trucking industry probably already know. Trucking is the most dangerous job in America. Okay, I know it's U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, but you know what just went through my mind when I said that most dangerous job in America? It's probably the most dangerous job in India, too. Have you seen those guys on some of those TV shows at times? They're driving those trucks, and they're going up the mountain that's just, half the tire is hanging over the 2,000-foot drop. I mean, holy smoke, man. I was going to say holy cow, but I thought, talking about India may not be the right thing to do. No disrespect intended. But it just popped in my mind that, when I watch those shows like that, when those drivers are taking those trucks, even if they're a straight truck, I don't care. Those roads are so narrow, they're dirt. I mean, inches to spare. Okay, over here, you're on the mountain, and just a couple of inches over here, air. Nothing but air. One mistake. Anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. Being a truck driver in the United States is the most dangerous job you can have. This is according to a December 17th report from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, they're examining data from 2018, and they confirmed that a truck driver topped their list of the 5 deadliest jobs. So, deadliest catch, get out of the way. Driver/sales workers and truck drivers. So, I guess, if you're a driver, route salesman, whatever, truck driver, number 1. Number 2, what do you think number 2 job's going to be? Pilot? No. What else? Cab driver, Uber driver. We're hearing about them a lot in the mail, or the news, the mail. Now, construction laborers, people that work on construction site, laborers. Then farmers, ranchers, and other agriculture managers. Grounds maintenance workers. Okay, that's kind of, I guess it can be. I'm thinking golf course and stuff like that, but I guess, you're cutting down a tree. That's a maintenance worker on the ground or so. Anyway, that's number 4. Miscellaneous agricultural workers. Number 5. Let's see, going down through here, looking at this. The report confirmed that truck drivers was the deadliest of the independent worker jobs, meaning contractor short-term jobs, occupations with the most fatal work injuries to independent drivers or to independent workers in 2018 were heavy and tractor-trailer drivers, 96, followed by first-line supervisors of construction. First-line supervisors? Maybe their help didn't agree and got the staple. I don't know. Anyway, this is the article. I'm not going to dispute it. That's what the U.S. Bureau of Labor Stats is saying. But the main thing is drivers top the list. Truck drivers top the list. And that's, I don't know, it seems like a cop or something like that. I don't know. Or somebody in the military, something like that. Hey, this is what they say, so who knows? Right, wrong, indifferent. And we all know that the United States government never gives us bad information. Hey, you got questions, anything we're talking about, anything you want to leave comments, you're free to do that as well. But if you go to our website, freightbrokertv.com, under any post, and even on our contact page, there are forms there that make it easy for you to ask questions if you wish. You got a question, feel free to ask. Well, matter of fact, this week's YouTube video, was Q&A video. We do a Q&A every month. If you send us a question, more times than not, you're going to get a reply within a couple of days, if not sooner. But we will use your question on our Q&As as well. Because if you've got the question, other people probably have the same question. We'll be talking about it during a Q&A video. But, you can go to our website, freightbrokertv.com, or you can email us direct at fbtv@freightbrokertv.com, and ask your question, we'll reply. That simple. This is the Freight Broker TV Podcast, FBTV Podcast. We do this, like I said, once a week. Try to, anyway. You're going to find it. If you found us on YouTube, or if you found the podcast on our website, we're also on your favorite podcast app, like iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn. Hopefully, by the time you hear this, iHeart. Rumor has it we're going to be on iHeart radio app in the next few days. That's what we're hoping. That's what we are hearing. So we'll find out. We'll find that out as we move forward. Yeah, we were talking about the difference between the radio show and the podcast. The radio show too is going to be longer, and obviously there's going to be advertisements. I don't know where that came from. That is what they say. I've always called it advertisements. But yeah, we're using it to try to make some money and pay for all this. To do stuff like this, it costs money. I know you're listening. You don't care about that. Last thing I think about whenever I'm listening to a podcast or watching a show or listening to the radio is, last thing I'm thinking about is, I wonder what the costs are. That might be involved in doing something like that. Maybe I should buy something, help them pay that overhead. Yeah, I never think about that. I know you don't either. But the coffee mugs, the advertising we're going to make available, things like that. We got a sponsor, obviously. Tautoa is helping to sponsor the radio part of the FBTV radio. But yeah, the more the merrier. The more we can get, the more money we can bring in. Obviously labor of love, yes, but this stuff has to be paid for as well. Having a podcast server isn't free. Having a radio server isn't free. The equipment's not free, but anyway, you get the idea. So that's another one of the differences. Okay, I get asked this quite a bit. How do I get a job as a freight broker agent? Well, let's talk about that for a moment. First of all, if you're brand new in the industry, just flat out, it's going to be tough. Always recommend go to truckstop.com, click on the resources button, tab, whatever, menu bar, resources, go to the resources page, and there is a classifieds option. Click on the classifieds, and that will open up their classifieds page, and you will find help wanted brokerage / sales agents or something like that. It'll be pretty identifiable. Open it up, scroll down through there. They got, 30, 40, 50 different companies looking for broker agents on their daily. Gives you a list. Start there. That is the easiest place to start. But read the ads. Read those help wanted ads for a freight broker agent, and you're going to see just about every single one of them will say experience required, book of business required, or something similar. In other words, they want you to have experience. They want you to have customers. They don't want you to be brand new and come to work for them, and the reason they don't, well, you're not going to be able to make money for a while. It may take several months before you're able to start making them money. And during that several month period, while you're trying to get your feet on the ground, you're going to be bombarding them with questions. and they just don't want to take the time to deal with it. Takes too much time. They got a business to take care of. They're not going to be able to babysit you. Now, that's not to say you can't get a job as a freight broker agent with a brokerage company if you have no experience. I just mean it's going to be pretty tough. You're really going to have to do a good sales job to be able to get in the door. Okay. Now, getting a job as a freight broker agent, you need to know your stuff. If you just call up, if you don't have any experience, you just woke up one day, hey, I've been, my husband, he's a truck driver, or hey, I've got my CDL, I've been on the road for a few months, I think I can do a pretty good job. You're going to have a lot of, this is where the training comes into play. And yeah, I know I'm with Tautoa, and yeah, we'd love to have you come to look at, what we have done. Because it's just not going to, wake up one day and boom, I got it. Back when I was just starting out, I had industry experience on the trucking side of the operation. I had been a company driver, had been an owner-operator, had, managed my small fleet of trucks. I knew that side of the business, the trucking side. Broker side, had no idea. Matter of fact, that's what I did to get out of the truck is, so I didn't have to drive anymore. I had to replace that income. And the only way I could do that is if I bought a small fleet of trucks. And I don't recommend anyone doing that. That is probably the worst idea I've had when it came to transportation, but at the same time, the best. Yeah, the trucks, they paid for my learning, or the time it took me to figure out how to be profitable as a freight broker, and I eventually did. And I will say this, within 12 months of starting my broker operation, I got rid of all my trucks. Didn't need them anymore. Now you may be saying, well, why would you do that, Mike? Well, simply because it was taking too much time from the brokerage, and the brokerage is where I was making my money. Now, when I say making my money, I'm talking about the money I put in the bank, my money. The truck, yeah, the gross monies from my trucking operation were huge. 6 digits we're talking about here. Probably pushing 7 digits. It wasn't a big fleet, 3 trucks, what I had. But the nets, the money I had left over from my trucking operation after I paid drivers, after I paid repairs and maintenance costs, after I made truck payments, after I paid insurance, after I paid road and fuel taxes, and the list just goes on and on and on. Probably making about the same amount of money a manager at a fast food chain would be making. However, on the broker side, man, I was cleaning up. I was doing really good. So I got rid of my truck so I could put more time and effort into it. And I haven't looked back. I don't recommend going that route because trucking's changed a lot. You've got a lot of headaches. As a matter of fact, that's what I was talking about a moment ago when I said trucker stories. We're going to be, that's where a lot of those trucking stories come from. And, well, from owning trucks now, there's trucker stories I've got from being a company driver, from being a trainer, teaching people how to drive trucks, being an owner-operator, the whole 9 yards. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that's how I got started as a broker. And I'm glad I did. It's just been constant progression. Everything's just been pretty organic to what I'm doing now. And everything, just came together. I've talked about this in other places about how I got started. Originally I had been in radio broadcasting. It just all came together to where I am today. But let's get back to the topic. Getting started as a freight broker agent, you need training, and it doesn't matter. We'd rather you get it from Tautoa, obviously. But no matter where you get it, learn it. Okay, get the training and find a company you can work for that will contract you. Part of being a freight broker is you've got to be a salesperson. A freight broker, and I don't care what anybody tells you, a freight broker is a salesperson, bottom line. You're selling to companies that have freight to ship, manufacturers. You're selling them on the idea of using your broker services. You're selling to trucking companies. You're selling them loads. You're selling them on the idea of them moving the load for you. That's how a broker makes money. So, if you can't sell somebody on giving you the opportunity to work as a freight broker agent, it's going to be hard to sell to a customer or a trucking company as well. So get in there, learn it, sell. Now, with Taltoa, I'm going to throw this in here because I'd love for you to, give us the opportunity to be your stepping stone to get into the industry. But at Taltoa, first of all, it's not a freight broker training school per se. It is a consulting firm. Okay, as a consulting firm, Taltoa is more concerned about your success than seeing how many people they can get to sign up for this class. Hey, come on in, 4 or 5 days, whatever. Hey, sign up. Take the class. At the end of the class, they pat you on the back and go, hey, good luck. No, we don't do that. Taltoa doesn't do that. Taltoa, the training offered is part of a consulting package. So what's happening is, you're signing up for a consulting package that includes in-depth training. Once you complete the in-depth essential training, you have the opportunity. It's by choice. Nobody's forcing you to do it, but it's there. You can enter the Mentorship Program. The Mentorship Program is basically guaranteed placement so you can start working as a freight broker agent after you've completed the essential training. You're going to be contracted through Taltoa to work under one of their clients' broker operations. Okay, to be able to work as a broker agent, you're going to have to be working under somebody's freight broker license, and that's what Taltoa does. It makes that available to you. Now, the brokers that participate in the mentorship program understand they are clients of Taltoa. They are actual freight brokerage companies that use Taltoa as their consultant. And they have chosen to participate. Now, they just don't get to participate because they want to. They have to meet Taltoa's qualifications, and the qualifications to participate in the mentorship program for a freight brokerage is 1, they've been in business at least a year, and 2, they have a good credit rating. Trucking companies, that's part of the battle, getting a truck to move the load. Generally speaking, if the broker has not been in business for a year, it's going to be hard to get a truck. You're going to have to do some dancing around to get trucks to move your loads. And it's going to take you probably close to a year to get a credit rating. Okay, by having a good credit rating, you've been in business for a year, just part of the battle. Trucking companies are going to want to deal with you. Now, the mentorship program. You can stay in the mentorship program as long as you wish. However, it's not meant to be a career. It's meant to provide you the opportunity to get the experience, begin building the business, getting your book of business, and that's something else people ask. Well, what about, if I start out as an agent, when I leave to go someplace else, I'm going to have to start all over again. No. As a freight broker agent, the customers you obtain while you're a freight broker agent, those should always be your customers. Matter of fact, that's something you're going to do. It doesn't matter if you go through the mentorship program or if you get a freight broker agent direct with the freight broker. You're going to sign a contract. That contract, that's the independent contractor agreement. In your freight broker agent agreement between you and the freight brokerage, if there is any wording whatsoever in that contract that states that you will not be allowed to work your own customers when you decide to leave that company, don't sign that contract. That's wrong. Bottom line. Find another broker to go to. You're the one putting in the hours. You're the one putting in the sweat, the blood, the tears, building that relationship with that customer. That customer is yours. The brokerage, yes, they benefit from that customer while you are working with that broker, but they go with you when you leave. You still should retain the right to work with that own customer. Now, that's a nice thing about the mentorship program. It allows you to get in there, start building the business, gaining the experience, building that customer base, and you're able to make money just like a freight broker agent. Standard commission for somebody in the mentorship program is pretty standard for the industry. 60% of load net. What is load net? Load net is the difference between what the shipper pays you to move a load and what you agreed to pay the truck. So, for instance, if you're on a 60% contract, in other words, your commission is 60% as a freight broker agent, again, that's pretty standard in the industry. And I will tell you this, just so you know, some companies may offer a little bit more, some a little bit less, but they're all going to be around that 60% level. It's been my experience, companies that offer more, when you cut through all the fog, yeah, it's still pretty much 60%. You gotta jump through hoops to get to that more part of it. Now, and again, here's something for you too. If somebody is offering you a 40% contract, more times than not, what that means is you're not contracting to the broker direct. You are actually contracting to a freight broker agent to be a sub-agent for that broker agent. So they're making the 60%. They're paying you 40%. They're getting 20% override off what you do. Okay, get that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine. But, just so you know going into it. But that's what the mentorship program allows you to do. It allows you to finish training. It allows you to start working as a broker agent, gaining the experience, building the business, gaining the knowledge during the mentorship program. Tautoa consultants are there to help you. You've got questions, problems, situations come up. You're looking for recommendations, just whatever. That's what that's for. Now, when you exit the mentorship program, and what I mean by exiting, okay, you've decided to take that next step, either to contract directly to a freight brokerage, which at this time you're going to find it pretty easy to do because you've got the experience, you've got the book of business. But when you make that step, or if you decide to start your own freight brokerage company, either or, when you exit the mentorship program, you still retain your consulting for X amount of time. It might be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever package you chose. So it's the whole deal. You're getting in there, you're getting the training, you're getting the opportunity to start without any hassle. And when you're ready to move on, you still have consulting. So that's what that's about. All right, very good. A lot more we could talk about that, but kind of ran out of time here, actually going over. We try to keep these podcasts down to half hour, 45 minutes or so. And we're starting to run over now. The newsletter, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, check us out. You can sign up for the FBTV Freight Broker TV newsletter. Go to our website, freightbrokertv.com. And right there on the homepage, or just about any page, is it on every page? I think it is. Yeah, you can sign up for the newsletter. Keep up to date about what's going on. Again, the newsletter, if you're signed up to the newsletter, you'll get an email, or the newsletter will come to your email address and hey, we're getting ready to do a live radio broadcast. Or give you an idea when that broadcast is going to be. And again, as we, hopefully the next couple of weeks, we'll make a decision on date and time. Ideally, we would be doing it on Saturday mornings, like at 10 o'clock Central Time. That is what's in my head is an ideal time. People off work and things like that, and drinking that first cup of coffee in the morning. If they're in front of their computer or listening, they have their internet radio device. Because the radio station is going to be picked up on the different radio apps as well, so that's going to be available to you. Okay. Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to our podcast. Go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Matter of fact, on our YouTube channel, We're trying to get up there to 100 subscribers, and we are knocking at the door. When we get to the 100 subscriber mark, the contest will begin. And we got prizes. We're going to be doling out, valued anywhere from $1,500 all the way up to around $700. But to be eligible to win, to be eligible to participate in the FBTV YouTube channel YouTube channel contest, you got to subscribe. Help us build the base. Our first is 100, then we want to get to 500, then 1,000, and they say the first 100 is tough, and then it starts getting easier, to get subscribers, and then as you grow, the more subscribers you have, the more you get faster. Isn't that weird? I guess it bumps you up in the ratings or whatever. All right, next time we talk, as far as the podcast goes, it will be after Christmas, so I hope each and every one of you have a very, very Merry Christmas, unless you've made other plans. And if you did, bah humbug.